My career was in radio and television, so I'm always listening to the radio. And, you know, it's not often these days that you get good news out of a place like Iraq. But I happened to be listening to the BBC. I made a recording of a news report that I thought you might be interested in. Let's see if this works.
Well, this Christmas is turning out to be joyful at last for thousands of Iraqi Christians who've seen many of their towns and villages around Mosul liberated from occupation by the violent forces of so-called Islamic State, or Daesh, as they don't like to be called. There's been particular joy in the Christian quarter of Erbil, the capital of Iraqi Kurdistan. As Hugh Sykes reports now, 4 p.m.
The language of the Mass is Chaldean, which is related to Aramaic. And there was joy at the end of the Mass in St. Joseph's too, as the choir sang.
So I thought to myself, fancy these people all the way in the city of Erbil in Iraqi Kurdistan singing All Line Sign in a language of Chaldean which dates back hundreds of years BC. I mean, isn't that quite remarkable? But of course, just a few days, a steeple bell is ushered in the year 2017. Multitudes from all over the world joined in to sing All Line Sign, which is now the international anthem of New Year's Eve. And on January the 25th, millions of people will be celebrating the 258th anniversary of the birth of Robert Burns, the man who in 1788 wrote the words of All Line Sign. So after all these years, just what is it about Robert Burns that has made him stand the test of time and become even more popular, more revered, and just as relevant today as he was more than 250 years ago? Well, I suppose Burns will mean different things to different people. But the best explanation I've heard is that Burns was a man that said what we would like to have said, in a way that we would like to have said it. And today, we often hear people quoting Burns, quite possibly without even realizing it. A few years ago, President Barack Obama could be heard saying, "We in the African American community have been at the receiving ends of man's inhumanity to man." This was a paraphrase of an earlier speech given by Dr. Martin Luther King back in the 1960s. But Dr. King in turn had taken the phrase "man's inhumanity to man" from the Robert Burns poem "Man Was Made to Mourn." And it's a quote that's been used many times since. John Steinbeck's 1937 novel, a tragedy about 2 displaced migrants during the Great Depression, was entitled "Of Mice and Men," a phrase taken from the Robert Burns poem "To a Mouse," which Burns wrote after accidentally overturning a mouse's nest with a plough. "We sleek it, poor and timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie, thou needna start awa sae hasty, wi bicker and brattle, I'd be late to run and chase you wi murder and partle. I'm truly sorry man's dominion has broken nature's social union and justifies that ill opinion which makes thee startle at me, thy poor born companion and fellow mortal. That wee bit heap, the leaves and stibble, has cost thee mony a weary nibble. Now thou's turned out for all thy trouble, frae house or hold, to thole the winter's fleety dribble, and cranrobe cold. But mousie, thou art no thy lane, and proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men gang after glade, and leave us naught but grief and pain, but promised joy. Still, Thou art blessed compared with me, the present only toucheth thee. But och, backward cast my e'en prospect drear, and forward, though I canna see, I dread and fear. Now, I'm sure many of you here know that Burns was born in Ayrshire, and that he eked out a living first as a farmer and then as an exercise man. You probably know of his reputation with the lassies. You no doubt will have heard of his utter disdain for authority, snobbery, pomposity and hypocrisy. But in some strange way, you may also have the rather uncanny sense of feeling that somehow Burns knew you, that over time